of the new era is open.
Get me the White House.
Joy to this season with new arrivals at Marine.
Nothing to do with this. I mean, it's highly unlikely that they would understand what they were looking at, and people need to understand the science.
People are in very good hands, Dr. Arroway. We'll take it from here.
The White House has just released a statement confirming that a message of unknown origin emanating from deep space has been received by American scientists. Claire Shipman is at the White House.
Donna, we've just been told that the president will have only a few brief remarks about today's extraordinary announcement and that he won't be taking any questions from the press.
Good afternoon. I'm glad to be joined by my science and technology advisor. This is the product of years of exploration by some of the world's most distinguished scientists. Like all discoveries, this one will and should continue to be reviewed, examined, and scrutinized. It must be confirmed by other scientists. But clearly, the fact that something of this magnitude is being explored is another vindication.
What is the story over here? I thought Ellie was supposed to be on.
Continuing support, even in these
Guys, you know those interlaced frames that we thought were noise? This says structure. I'm hearing structure.
Validation. If this discovery is confirmed, it will surely be one of the most stunning insights into our universe that science has ever uncovered. Its implications are as far-reaching and awe-inspiring as can be imagined. Even as it promises answers to some of our oldest questions, it poses still others even more fundamental. We will continue to listen closely to what it has to say as we continue to search for answers and for knowledge that is as old as humanity itself, but essential to our people's future. Thank you.
Mr. President, we'll answer your questions at the end, but first, a few corrections.
The message was received Friday morning, 6:31 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. It was largely mathematical, and in spite of the reports that you may have seen to the contrary, appears to be completely benign in nature. Let me say that again. The message is completely benign. The president has been in touch with heads of state from around the world, and every possible security measure is being taken. To better explain to you the events of the last 48 hours, I'm turning you over to the leader of the scientific team that made this remarkable discovery, Dr. David Drumlin, Special Science Advisor to the President.
Thank you, Rachel. Hello. In 1936, a very faint television signal transmitted the opening ceremonies of the Olympic Games as a show of German superior technology. That signal left Earth at the speed of light and 26 years later arrived in the vicinity of the star we call Vega. That signal has been sent back to us hugely amplified, an unmistakable sign of intelligence. Now,
You're online, kid. Go ahead.
The Adolf transmission used 25 frames per second, but we're receiving 50 frames per second, so we can the other 25 through a series of search algorithms to see if there was anything else. We found a series of markers on the top of each frame. Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Send it, Willie. Okay, here it goes. It's digital. Massive amounts of data, which extend right to the higher harmonics.
Jackpot. All right, as you'll see, interlaced with the frames of the original Hitler image, we found these sections. Now, we thought they were just noise, but they're actually data, huge amounts of it. Now, when we combine this with the data from the amplification of the original signal, we get these encrypted pages of text. Now, no two are alike, and we've uncovered over 10,000 already.
What does it mean, Doctor?
Well, we have no idea. It could be anything. It could be the first volume of an Encyclopedia Galactica.
Instructions to acquaint us with their colonization procedures.
Moses with a few billion new commandments.
How long will it take to decode it?
It could take forever. We really need a primer up.
We need to get the best decryption people we have. I intend to use the VLA as my
Most stunning insights into our
Attendance at religious services has risen a dramatic 39% in recent days.
As police in 3 German armed divisions clashed with neo-Nazi protesters.
So it turns out there's life on other planets. Boy, this is really going to change the Miss Universe contest, don't you think? I mean, gee, we're going to have to...
Health officials from around the world are concerned that the message from Vega might trigger a rash of mass suicides, not unlike the recent cult deaths near San Diego.
Even a scientist has to admit that there are some pretty serious religious overtones to all this.
Let's hear from someone whose organization has been accused of conducting its own inquisition in recent days. Richard Rank, head of the Conservative Coalition.
Thank you. This is yet another example of science intruding into matters of faith. Now they will have us set a place at the table for politics.
They have been reacting to TV signals they got from us in the 1930s. They're just getting them. Imagine how disappointed they're going to turn out to be if they're Cubs fans.
Thousands of believers and non-believers to descend upon the VLA facility here in the remote desert of New Mexico. Many have come to protest, many to pray, but most have come to participate in what has become the best show in town. It's the same people who again and again have brought us to the brink of destruction, who polluted our air, who poisoned our water. Now these scientists have their chance. Are these the kind of people that you want talking to your God for you?
Watch ye stand fast, and the faith. Quit ye like men. Be strong. Let all your things be done. And you see what it says. Good things will happen to the man is the man that worketh not in caution, but of the ungodly strength. And the way of the son of Noah strengthened, and the seed of the scornful. But this delight is in the law of the Creator, not the L, because that's the devil, and in the Creator's law, both only the Creator. No, hold on. Here we go. In that day, minted day and night. Ooh. Okay, and he shall be like a tree planted by a river of water, that both bring forth his fruit and his season, his life also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. Because the law worketh wrath, for where no law is, there is no transgression. Natural law, not the law the devil gave. For until our people's sin was in the word, but sin is not important when there is no law. Meekness, temperance, against such there is no law. You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see to it that you are not alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end shall still to come. Nations will rise against nations, and kingdoms against kingdoms. There will be famines and earthquakes, places and strange places, and these are the beginnings of birth pains. Then you will be handed over to be persecuted and put to death, and you will be hated by all nations because of our Creator, which is in us. For as many have sinned without law shall also perish without law, and as many as have sinned in the law shall be judged by the law. People will have no respect for the law soon. People be getting raped and everything, the whole 9 yards. It's going to go down. The Creator, not the El, because that's the devil. The righteousness, but the wicked, and him that loveth violence, his soul hateth. Isaiah, we're going to try to read this over Isaiah. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction with thy brother. But thou shalt call thy wills salvation, and thee gates praise. Even thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. For we know him that hath said, vengeance belongeth unto the Creator, our Creator. I will recompense, saith the Creator, and against the El, he gonna destroy the devil too. All right, and the Creator shall judge. Only the Creator will judge his own people, but the Creator will make sure other folks are judged by allowing the devil to do some dirty work. Then the Creator's gonna destroy the devil.
This includes, but isn't limited to, kidnapping, armed robbery, second-degree murder, drug-induced homicide, aggravated DUI, threatening a public official, and aggravated fleeing and eluding. Following things will go into effect, and people need to be aware of this. It abolishes cash bail for almost every offense. This includes, but isn't limited to, kidnapping, armed robbery, second-degree murder, drug-induced homicide, aggravated DUI, threatening a public official, and aggravated fleeing and eluding. Offenders released on electronic monitoring have to be in violation for 48 hours before law enforcement can act. They could almost drive to Alaska before we can even look for them. It denies victims their constitutional rights. And keep this in mind, businesses and homeowners. Officers will no longer be able to remove trespassers from your residence or your businesses. Someone could decide to live in your shed, and all we can do is give them a ticket. You have to decide what level of force is required to remove them and whether or not it's legal.
Women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. A man is only loved under the condition that he provides. Okay? When you meet a new girl, what do your friends ask you? What she look like? Ladies, when you meet a new guy, what do your friends ask you? What does he do? What the fuck does that do that can help you out? Can to facilitate a dream or not. Only women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally.
That's crazy. I can see that. Yes, it's going to be a hard, cold winter. Yes, it's going to be a cold winter. I'm talking about you're going to have to get your heating pads. You're going to have to get your heat machines. You're going to have to really bundle up this winter, man. I'm talking about you're going to have to really get your hoodies and stuff like that, man. Really get a really big coat.
Roof until you check your zip code. We're looking to install our
faces a possible rail strike in 2 weeks after largest union rejects labor deal. Now, it could be catastrophic for the sleeping giant economy.
Don't get it twisted. Understand that I can love you far enough from your arms where you can't hurt me no more. You think just because I love you, I'm chained to you, and you got that misconstrued. You think because I love you, I've sacrificed my dignity and self-respect. I didn't. I can love you far enough. I can love you and leave you. My love for you is not a prison. I am not your captive. I am not chained to your heart. Yes, if I leave, will I be hurt? Absolutely. Will I be disappointed? Absolutely. Will it take me a while to get over you? Absolutely. But will I still leave? Despite all that? Absolutely. I will leave your ass if you don't act like you got common sense, decency, and respect me as a person. Period. Quit prison. I am not your captive. I am not chained to your heart. Yes, if I leave, will I be hurt? Absolutely. Will I be disappointed? Absolutely. Will it take me a while to get over you? Absolutely. But will I still leave? Despite all that? Absolutely. I will leave your ass if you don't act like you got common sense, decency, and respect me as a person. Period. Quit getting me confused for all those other people that tolerated that bullshit. I can love your ass and still live.
As we know, women will be judged. And this is one of the punishments they got, but they will have more coming. And this judgment will be the one that they won't survive this catastrophic event that's going to happen, because the Creator won't allow them to survive due to being hardy. This is for all the chickenheads out there who don't realize that they need to act right and they need to go get married and get a man, due to the fact, instead of pissing men off, making them leave, get a husband. Stop fooling around dating and playing games with men. Get a husband. Here's one of your punishments you're dealing with right now. The next one is death. And unto the woman, the Creator said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy dresses shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over you. That's one of y'all punishments. Next one is death, because women have been so hardy.
I'm not needed, but yet still wishes for me to protect them. If the country was invaded from other men, these women would not scout for other women to protect them from the invasion. They will look for someone like me, a man, and yet still proclaim that I'm not needed. How naive can a person truly be? As a man, I can never be ashamed to tell you as a woman that I need you. You are needed. I want to have beautiful babies one day. I need you for that. If I can have a man's heart to stand in front of you on the front lines to protect you, then why can't you have a woman's heart to stand behind me and watch my back? I live in a country full of women that tells me I'm not needed, but yet still wishes for me to protect them.
Telling us is you are an enemy of the state if you dare to oppose or even question the president, his administration, or his policies. Shut up, step back, fall in line, or we're coming after you. So the question I ask myself, what are they so afraid of? They're afraid of us. I've got to believe that Thomas Jefferson was thinking about these cowardly, fearful leaders when they wrote in the Declaration of Independence that governments are instituted among men, and that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it's the right of the people to alter or abolish it and institute a new government.
Did you just say every woman here is a pick-me?
More or less. Not you.
Oh, no. Hold on. Wait. How is understanding how the other species operates and what they value, what they want, how is understanding them a pick-me when we always say that they need to understand women, it's like, how are you supposed to be in a relationship with someone? When you get in a relationship with friends, you try to understand your friends and you want them to understand you so you can grow that relationship, so you can be the best friend they have in that relationship. How are you going to be one-sided and say, oh, we don't need to understand men, we don't need to know this about men, they need to understand us and how we operate? And that's a pick-me if we try to understand how they operate, to be able to have a good relationship, to not be single at 40 with 12 kids, to not die alone with a dog. How is that a pick-me?
Well, check this out.
I think for us, at least East Europeans, ever since communism and everything, it's been like an influence and somebody I think we look up to. But now maybe we see it as what are they doing?
No, you can blame the left in America for that. I think that America is an example. I don't think that America is what it used to be, or at least the way we see it now is no longer the way it really is. In America, what do you guys think of America? Check this out.
I think for us, at least East Europeans, ever since communism and everything, it's been like an influence and somebody I think we look up to. But now maybe we see it as what are they doing?
No, you can blame the left in America for that. I think that America is an example. I don't think that America is what it used to be, or at least the way we see it now is no longer the way it really is. In America, we have a lot of people who are praising communism. They say communism is great, socialism is great. We have members of Congress who are openly socialist. What does that make you feel as someone who lives in a country that has dealt with communism?
We still feel the effects of communism today. I've heard a lot of horrible stories. The food was scarce. You couldn't think a lot of things. The things that we think today, you couldn't speak a lot of the things that we speak today. You couldn't gather so openly in a church because they were forbidden. I wouldn't want to see it anywhere else in the world.
What do you guys think of America? Check this out.